So I have quite the mess going on inside. It wasn't like this when I bought it. I've just been taking things out of it, like certain things that need to be thrown away. For example, like these speakers were nasty and done anyway, so I took those out. And a lot of little projects going on at once. You have the plumbing, the electricity, you have the engine, you have the interior itself and the cosmetics of it. So there's a bunch of things just going on with it, but we're gonna have plenty of videos to go into all those things. What's crazy is the horn actually works. I got this right here, which is cool. So that is the original speedometer, but, well, this cluster. I'm gonna put this cluster in, which is the SR5 cluster. So we'll have a little tachometer right there in the middle. Those weren't common back in the day, but it's cool because the SR5 had one and they can swap in and out. They're interchangeable. The other day I found a mouse nest up here, right in the A-pillar area of the driver's side. That wasn't fun. But I think he's gone because none of the mouse traps have killed him. So either he's really good at dodging mouse traps or he's still on the loose. One of the cool things about the interior I like is this turn signal stock. It's very like thick and unused. You know, these trucks have less miles than a normal Toyota would, like this one, just because it's an RV. Like no one's daily driving this. So it's got a lot more detail in it. This being a 1981, I think the turn signal stocks were different. But you can see like this, but you can see it's white in these, I don't know if you want to call them inlays. Like it was painted white and usually it's all wore off, but this truck still has it. It's still got the white line indicating where your lights are at, whether they're on or off, which is cool. So this is kind of cool to see that everything is in good condition. Like the wipers right here, same thing. It's got the inlays. A lot of little things with this truck, like it doesn't open. Normally you have to kind of put pressure behind the door handle and then open it. I think the door needs some work. Not only the latch, but the window regulator itself won't lift or lower the glass. So the previous owner left the handle in there for us, which is good, as well as the little trim piece that goes around the lock indicator. Would that be even called a lock indicator? I don't even know what this thing's called, but there's a lot of little cosmetic things that I'll be doing. My wife's gonna move here eventually, so it's something I really look forward to doing with her. We both like these old trucks. Well, I mostly like them and she likes the fact that I like them. So we're going to be remodeling this, just us, and that'll be really fun. I can't wait to do that and go on some camping trips. Rear of the truck, let's go inside and check this out. So as we go into the camper itself, this door, it was not very like airtight. So I went around and I sanded these edges and I put some weather stripping. As long as it keeps the draft out, that's what I want. These screens are super easy to replace, so I'm gonna be doing that eventually, but you know, bills. That up, and then I pulled some floorboards up and it doesn't look like the subfloor is bad at all. I really only pulled up a few planks, so I don't know how bad the subfloor is, but right in this area, it didn't look too bad. It's just these planks on top of the subfloor are a little weak. And you can see they've painted them, and it looks like it's the original floor from 40 years ago. So this carpet I started pulling out. This carpet I'm eventually gonna pull out because it's just so nasty. It doesn't smell in here either, which is surprising. It just smells like an old Toyota up there, and it smells like an older RV back here. So moving on, we got a 3-burner stovetop, which is cool. Plenty of cooking space. And then I have, you know, Coleman grill and other things that I can use outside. But this works perfectly fine. The only thing I would like to do is just clean this up and redo the counters, paint it all. Just cosmetic things. A little ventilation is better than nothing. Here I have some dishware, things I can cook with, paper plates. And this cabinet I haven't done anything with yet because this is how I bought it. I didn't know what was going on down here, and I just have not played with wires. You can see that probably doesn't look the safest, so I'm not gonna go ahead and play with that yet. But I believe this is the furnace. I've not actually investigated this. I just, with work and all that, it takes time, you know? The fridge, propane, electric, they're called Dometic Refrigerators. And I believe Dometic is a brand, but currently it's off, but you go out, you light the pilot light on the exterior of the RV, and this thing works. Like, it gets cold in here, and the little freezer on top keeps that ice pack frozen, so that's cool. So I can use this when I go camping. Just needs to be cleaned up really good. You can see how nasty it is. It's a little rusty on the outside, and then God knows what else is down here. So the only thing that does smell a little bit is this fridge. I will not even lie, it's a little gross. Coming back around, we have the toilet and the shower area, which is super cool for an 18-foot RV. The faucets are right there. You can see directly on the other side in the closet area, you got the water lines going to the faucet. So it wouldn't be too hard to put a new faucet in there. I bought this little heater for the time I was living in it for maybe a month or so. You see there's some places to hang your clothes, as well as some mystery wires that are floating around this whole RV. Need to break out the multimeter. I got a nice little mirror so I can take a look at myself when I wake up in the morning. I mean, it works though. What's crazy is this actually works. You just gotta flip on the power for the water pump, and this will pump water from the water tank underneath the bench, and it will drain out and go to the gray tank. So that's cool. And then we have another window behind the sink and some counter space. So this will be nice if you're like preparing food right here, but currently I am using it for tools. Then this is what I was using for my closet. I got extra pair of socks in there, some spray paint, soap. And then there was a bunch of hooks in here. Some of them I took off, some of them I left. I'll probably relocate some of these. I want to do some type of shelving that goes from here, maybe back a little bit, and lines that wall until it gets about right here. I want to be able to put lights underneath, as well as some storage on top, right? Because there's not a whole lot in here. So here's where they're trying to wire some speakers. I really haven't played with any of this stuff. Remove this back panel at a 45-degree angle, the one you're looking at right now. That is gonna reveal the lights on the outside. I really wanna see how those are gonna work, because I have not played with any of this stuff. I really just wanna play with all the wires and figure this thing out. All right, so that's the inside of the RV. Let's go ahead and take a look on the outside. Side we have a metal exterior, and then it's backed by some really hard plywood. I wouldn't know what grade plywood it is, but you can see it's kind of deteriorated after 40 years of being on the road. I do have the 5 lug, but this is an 18-foot. I'm really not worried about it. I'm just gonna take the chance and drive it around until one day I park it and swap the rear end. But there was a massive recall. The axle will literally come off the frame. Well, not the axle itself, but the housing will snap and you'll lose 2 tires. Like, it's scary. People have died. Right here is one of the big damage areas. There's water damage from clear about right here over, going all the way back. But it's not enough to where the inside is compromised. One of these days, when the wife is here, we'll do it together. It's not too hard. You just tear apart this seam, you kind of pull it back and cut the wood out, replace the wood. It won't be too bad. Kind of move around this way and then go around it. But the front is really just a normal Toyota truck. This has a 20R, has a Weber carb, the 3236, and then it has an LCE block off kit. So here's the 20R engine. There's the truck battery, and then we have our RV battery. There's a lot more going on in this engine. The Weber carb. So the hose clamps are a little weird. I don't know what's going on here. There's a bunch of things I'd like to investigate, but that'll be for another video. One thing I love about this body style is the circle headlights and the grill is intact. It's just awesome how clean the exterior of these RVs are. Just the truck is super nice. I mean, if you look at this one, it's been beat to hell, man. Here we have the hot water heater for the shower. Haven't played with this yet, but I will. Here's where the poo water comes out, right on the driver's side. So you have easy access if you need to get out and do something with the poo water. I don't know. It's kept. This door is a little janky, so you gotta be careful. Right there in the hinges, it's a little messed up. This is what came in the truck, so I just refill this and it has a little gauge in there, if you can see it. And on the back, here's the bumper, the rear glass, and the ladder up top. You can see most of those lights are missing up there. I'd really like to fix those indicator lights at some point. You know, there's little dings here and there, but I've done my best to line everything with silicone and reseal these seams. But I'm really just putting a band-aid on what needs to be stitches. These tail lights are the exact same as what comes on the truck. They've just tilted them horizontally, and that's how they use the tail lights on these. I thought that was really cool. I mean, I feel like there's a better way to integrate the style of the truck than just like, hey, let's just slap the tail light on the back of it. It'll be fine. So I thought that was kind of funny. And then I got a little storage rack. Holds things. All right, coming back here, this door has absolutely nothing. If you look underneath, there's nothing there. This opens up and this gives you access to inside the bench. So if you have like a little stove or something you want to pull out, you can keep it in the storage inside the camper and just come from the outside. This is where the fridge can be accessed from the exterior. So there's a lot of stuff going on in here. Again, I haven't played with it. There were a lot of bees when I first got it. They're all hanging out in the furnace. I'm pretty sure there's still some in there. But this is the back of the fridge. This is where you light the pilot light, right in there. And then I'm sure you can run this off of electricity. I just haven't yet. I really want to make sure that it would be safe before I do that. And to put this grate back in, you just kind of push it up there and play with it. This is the same thing. It just gives you access to the top of the fridge. Another quirk is that this is the gas tank. It's just right on the side. Gas goes in, but if you put it in too fast, you know, if you put it on full blast, the nozzle will not turn off and it'll just squirt out. So it's kind of dumb when you're trying to put gas in it, but you know, it is what it is. That's the tour of my 18-foot Toyota Huntsman from 1980, not sure. Hope you guys liked it. Comment down below what you want to see with the RV. Maybe you have questions about the interior, the engine, put them down below. I'm gonna make some more videos on repairing this, obviously, and restoring it with my wife. I might have been blinding you guys the whole time. I'm not sure if you could even see me. But plenty more videos are gonna be coming from the RV. I'm excited for it. Make sure you like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.